football. He had the interception in the Texas game, but that was really on a tip ball. I mean, you can't put all of that on him. It was just really a great defensive play. Today's got to be one of those days where you got to minimize turnovers, like one or less, because you give away field position, you give away a possession, it's probably going to be too much today. More than one's going to be too many.
I was on a show yesterday, SEC show, the J-Boy show with Jake Crane, and he asked me, it's like, so how does Arkansas win this game? Do they have to dirty it up? Do they have to muddy it up? Absolutely, Tommy. You got to force some turnovers. You got to be sufficient and excellent in special teams.
We're hogs, man. We like the mud. What do you mean?
Like,
yeah, we got to get it dirty. We're hogs.
Get in the get the feral hogs a little nasty this afternoon, and that's what you're looking for, right? You're looking for just a team. Like if Arkansas, here's what's happening. You're gonna have people all over the country watch this game. You said it best. Corso puts on the headset and then bang, you're in Athens,
the
Georgia.
Headgear goes on, and then they start the game. That's pretty much how this goes.
They're what they'll do is they'll golf cart Kurt Herbstreit up to the booth real fast. They'll put him up the elevator, and they're going to have a video camera on him. It's a great scene. So when College Game Day flicks on, especially the last hour, make sure you're tuning in for that. But it's going to be, I think, just a fantastic football game. And Tommy, through 5 weeks of football, you've had 3 of the biggest games on a national television standpoint. You get the 6 p.m. primetime against Texas. You get the 2:30 CBS slot against Texas A&M. And now you find yourself directly, not just on College Game Day, but directly after College Game Day. Sam Pittman and Hunter Yurachek, who I actually saw and talked to a little bit at the College Football Hall of Fame yesterday, they could not appreciate more how much pub the University is getting right now.
Yeah, I woke up this morning, earlier than usual, just kind of giddy and ready for game day. There was a nice article that Pat Forty had written on SI.com about, really didn't even talk to Coach Pittman, talked to Jamie Pittman about the 17 moves they've made in their career and the kind of the winding road and the destination from 1986 to get here to Arkansas. That was an interesting read earlier this morning. I have seen more. Earlier yesterday we were talking, I had ESPN.com up, and there was I think Mark Schleybaugh had a piece just on Coach. This is what happens when you have the meteoric rise and you had no expectations and you surprise everyone. Arkansas gets a ton of attention. Now, you win today, you go to 5-0 for the first time since 1998, and that gets multiplied. You get to go on the road. You get another opportunity against an Ole Miss team who, enters today ranked number 12 in the country. They got their hands full as well, just like the Razorbacks do, playing Alabama at 2:30 today. You think about, and I think this is a long shot, but you think about what next week could be if Arkansas and Ole Miss both pull an upset. I don't think that will happen, but let's just say that the college football world just gets turned on its ear today, and Arkansas and Ole Miss spoil everyone's party. You're talking about about something Arkansas has not seen. I guess you could say that Arkansas LSU game, what was it, 1 versus 3 at the at the end of 10, right? That was 10 or 11. That was 10. So
that would have been
11.
Yeah, that would have been 2011.
Yeah, so that would be as close as you would have come to something like that in recent times. So I don't know that that's going to be the way it plays out, but that's what you're on the verge of. That's what weighs in the balance. That's the dividend for a win today, potentially.
Yeah. Stephen Bergman texted in. I brought this up in the first segment. We were kind of joking around a little bit, but hey, I want you to keep an eye on this, everyone listening. So Steve noticed that the spread took a dive yesterday and more money was coming in on Arkansas. I want you to go whatever Vegas site you use, or if you're in Vegas or wherever you may be, there are no longer JT Daniels prop bets up. So that leads me, I'm not 100%. I can't verify this. There's no one that I can just text, hey, is JT playing today? But I am under the anticipation, based on the no prop bets, based on the dive in the point spread, that JT Daniels is not going to be suiting up for the Georgia Bulldogs. Now, I could be completely wrong. He could start from snap, for the first snap. But I'm just going off an instinct. I'm going off a gut feeling, Tommy, that he's not going to be suiting up today.
Now let's be – for those that are novices that don't bet out there like me, when you say it's down to 16.5, so this is not like it's been cut in half. So when you say it's taking a dive, let's be clear about what we're talking about here. We're talking about the line moving a couple of points, which is – it's a big move, but when you got an 18-point line, 2's not as much as when you got a 7-point line. So the line has moved down to 16.5 where it was 18.5.
Yeah. Now this again, I could be wrong. We'll have to wait and see until game day. I know it's being reported that he's a game time decision, but it's so odd how Vegas always seems to know what's going on, and we'll see if they're right in this case. They always know. They always know. 877-377-6963, the number to call or text in here on Arkansas Game Day. I know we don't have a Bud Light scoreboard to get into, but we do want to get into a Bud Light preview here coming up. Not just Arkansas and Georgia. You've got Ole Miss and Alabama. You've got LSU, Auburn, Mississippi State, Texas A&M. There are some big-time SEC matchups today, and we'll get into those next, live behind enemy lines in Athens on Arkansas Game Day.
You're listening to Arkansas Game Day, presented by Bud Light.
Where can you get an SEC breakfast burrito? SEC! Or a Jack or Hammer sandwich? Or a Moo Pig burger? Moo Pig Suey! You can get all this and more at Black Dog Meat Company in Booneville. Black Dog Meat Company is a fantastic family-owned restaurant serving some of the best breakfast burritos, sandwiches, burgers, beef jerky, and farm-raised Iowa Black Angus beef steaks in the River Valley. Find Black Dog Meat Company's menu, daily specials, and more on Facebook. No black lives were harmed in the making of this food. Where can you get an SEC breakfast burrito? SEC! Or a Jack or Hammer sandwich? Or a Moo Pig burger? Moo Pig Suey! You can get all this and more at Black Dog Meat Company in Booneville. Black Dog Meat Company is a fantastic family-owned restaurant serving some of the best breakfast burritos, sandwiches, burgers, beef jerky, and farm-raised Iowa Black Angus beef steaks in the River Valley. Find Black Dog Meat Company's menu, daily specials, and more on Facebook. No black lives were harmed in the making of this food.
Messy leaks, stopped up toilets and sinks, all of these can be a nightmare. This is Emily with Mr. Rooter Plumbing in Fort Smith. Did you know that when you call Mr. Rooter, you get real-time tracking so you know exactly when to expect us? We know you're busy, so we send a reminder, so scheduling with us is convenient. When you need plumbing, call Mr. Rooter in Fort Smith or book online at mrrooter.com. We're your neighborly company.
Some of my fondest childhood memories are from volunteering with my grandmother. Helping others was her passion. She'd always say, "The sweetest fruits of life come from serving others." And she was right.
At Shelter Insurance, we strive to make a positive impact in the communities where we work and live.
Ask Shelter agents Ted McAvoy or Jeff Clark about a free insurance review.
Engine making a strange sound? Brakes squeaking or grinding? Time for an oil change or tire rotation? Let the Wizard work his magic on your vehicle. The Wizard's Auto at 8507 Highway 271 South in Fort Smith does all engine repair, services heating and cooling systems, and does all brake jobs including rotors. The Wizard's oil change includes a check of all filters, fluids, brakes, and leaks, and they will vacuum the front of your vehicle. The Wizard's Auto, working magic for your vehicle Monday through Friday 8 till 5 and Saturdays 8 till noon.
Hi, this is Melissa with True Grit Running Company. Each day we see familiar faces who have supported us from the beginning because they see the benefits of an active lifestyle. We're also always meeting new customers who are taking their first steps towards making running or walking a part of daily life. We have the opportunity to share in their successes and help them achieve their goals. The people of Fort Smith and the River Valley are why we believe we were voted one of the best running stores in America. Visit us and see how we can help you. True Grit Running Company, 6808 Rogers Avenue, Suite B, behind Chick-fil-A.
Are you in need of roofing repairs or maybe more? Construction Master Roofing, who has been under new management since 2019 with over 25 years of experience, is who you need to call. Estimates are free, and military, first responders, and medical workers receive 5% off. Construction Master Roofing guarantees their work, and the number you need to call is 648-8888 in the River Valley, and in Oklahoma, call 918-859-4714. Construction Master Roofing, the roofing company that cares and gets the job done.
Arkansas Fuel Injection in Fort Smith has been providing quality work for all new and rebuilt diesel pumps and injectors for over 25 years. They are a certified diesel shop with a team of quality technicians that ensure the highest quality workmanship and warranties all their work. They are open Monday through Friday 8 to 5 and has emergency service available 24 hours a day. For all your diesel pump, fuel injection, and parts needs, stop by Arkansas Fuel Injection, 6300 South 29th Street, Fort Smith. Call them today at 1-800-817-7709. Arkansas Arkansas Fuel Injection.
ESPN 95.3.
You're listening to Arkansas Game Day, presented by Bud Light.
The Razorbacks have won it for the first time since 2003. The Hogs are 4-0.
Arkansas Game Day is behind enemy lines thanks to Reed's Metals of Benton and Big Red Stores of Central Arkansas.
Yeah, it wouldn't be possible without Reed's Metal of Benton and Big Red Stores of Central Arkansas, Tommy. They were instrumental in us getting down here. Phil and I got a chance to talk with him yesterday. We picked him up from the airport, chit-chatted a little bit. Really appreciate those guys helping us get down here.
Yeah, Reed's Metals, that's where you can buy direct and you can save money when it comes to metal buildings, metal roofing, pole barns, and more. Call for a free quote, 501-776-3825, or visit reedsmetals.com. And by Big Red Convenience Stores, they're all over Central Arkansas. Find your nearest location at bigredstores.net. Now more convenient than ever.
Tommy, before we get into kind of our Bud Light preview today, I for whatever reason, I don't know, and I did this, and you were messing with me in Indianapolis about this. You remember when we were doing Arkansas Game Day at Hog Reaction basketball-wise, and there was that Texas Longhorn in the background? There was a big old steer.
I do remember.
Well, there is a giant Go Dogs lettering in our living room right now. Now we took the G off, so it says go. We're gonna say Hogs, even though it says go Augs. So we just for whatever reason
you did your best with what you had.
Yeah,
right?
We did our best. Now I will say this: Georgia fans have been nice. Got a chance to talk with some of them at the airport and last night, and one of the guys that happens to be down here with us is a Georgia fan, and I'll give him credit. He has bought in. He brought in Chick-fil-A. He brought in Powerades this morning. He's really trying to ingratiate himself with the Arkansas fans here, Tommy.
Well, he's hedging his bet is what he's doing. So that way he's being the nice guy right now. That way he's really rooting for his team to win, which I would do as well. And then if they do win today and the Hogs come up short, he's going to rub it in all your faces later. So he's trying to – He knows in his heart, he feels convicted about the outcome today, which I think he may be wrong, and he's just trying to butter you all up for the kill later on. So,
and I guess we'll find out about.
Hey, listen, if you're going to fatten me up, some Chick-fil-A in the state of Georgia is probably the way to go. You know,
it's not. He said game days are Chick-fil-A's and Powerades, and I couldn't agree more with him on that. So
we could just kill a whole tray of them nuggets right now, couldn't we?
Oh my goodness, yeah, just too many of them. So speaking of appetites, we have an appetizing palette in front of us today. Just in the SEC alone, I mean, I mentioned the Ole Miss Rebels going down to Tuscaloosa to take on Alabama. Now, Ole Miss had a bye last week. People haven't, I know, spent a ton of time, I say that, people have talked about that, but I think we haven't spent a ton of time getting ready for the Crimson Tide. Now, I know, Tommy, we've talked about this before because Arkansas's had a bye earlier in their schedule and just had a gauntlet of SEC games ahead, but how much time and preparation, how much additional help is Ole Miss getting with their bye this past weekend?
I think it may help them in this game, but I said this a couple of weeks ago when we were just going through the schedule and looking at Ole Miss having this, 9 games that they're going to have to deal with a non-conference game in the midst of all this. I think this will keep them from running the table. Even if they beat Alabama today, don't look for Ole Miss to be in Atlanta, because to go through this schedule, run through the rest of the SEC West on that with no break, no, I don't think it's going to happen. So they got to play Alabama and then Arkansas, which that's no easy feat. Tennessee, then LSU, Auburn, Liberty, which, is that's going to be an interesting non-conference game with Hugh Freeze coming back to Oxford. A&M, Vanderbilt, Mississippi State, of course, to end the year. All of those games with no bye week, no break. Good luck on that.
Yeah, and really, I mean, we talk about no bye weeks, no breaks. You think about Arkansas' schedule next year. Your bye week, your quote-unquote bye weeks, and I'm putting quotation around this, are Liberty, Cincinnati, BYU, and who's your other non-conference opponent? I can't read it, but that schedule next year is going to be just unbelievable. But back to this year. All right, so Ole Miss, Alabama. That's the other biggest SEC game day. Kind of one that I think a lot of people are going to watch, and we'll go from SEC to SEC game. Let's look to tonight. Death Valley, 8 o'clock, LSU, Auburn, Finley, TJ Finley coming back in to Baton Rouge as potentially the Auburn starting quarterback. I need to see if Brian Harsin is named the starting quarterback for that game or not. I think he's kept it under wraps to this point. But Tommy, you like to joke there's not enough alcohol in the state of Louisiana to contain an 8 p.m. kickoff.
I bet the liquor stores have already run out. The distilleries have run out. There will be
go to the source.
There will be so many purple bags of Crown, the empty bags and empty bottles left in Tiger Stadium tonight. It will be tremendous. I mean, an 8 o'clock start, and they're already making gumbo and jambalaya and drinking right now. So I mean, it they're going to be doing liver transplants in the parking lot after the game tonight. That's how bad it's going to be in Baton Rouge.
Man. So if LSU is Crown Royal, like you just mentioned, I think everyone associates the Tigers with that drink. Is Arkansas Fireball, like when people think Arkansas Razorbacks alcohol go, what do they think of?
For Arkansas, we're a Busch Light state. Busch Light.
Busch Light. That's
right.
Fair.
Not just because they sponsor our studios, but the research shows. Ty, I've done research on this. And when you go straight to the source at the distributor for Anheuser-Busch, they'll tell you more cases of Busch Light are sold in this state than any other kind.
Busch Light. Yeah,
Busch Light.
Tommy,
we're a Busch Light state.
The guys sitting over at the table right now just gave you a standing ovation, a round of applause.
Hey,
for
I know.
You, echoing the Busch Light, and I think
you can drink them sissy seltzers, but the rest of us will drink them Busch Lights.
Well,
so.
I like Natural Light. If I'm gonna drink beer,
you like White Claws too. So
I do like White Claws. I had some of them yesterday, but Natural Light. If I'm gonna have a beer, it'll be Natural Light or Michelob Ultra. I like Busch Light.
Those guys still hang out
beer.
with you even though you drink White Claws around them.
Man, a lot of people hang out with me, just despite some of the obvious errors in judgment that I have on a daily, weekly, and monthly basis. It's part of it.
White Claws is just one of many. So
yeah, just one of many. All right, so we got the LSU and Auburn game out of the way. When we look at another game that's kind of stands out, let's go to Mississippi State taking on the Aggies in College Station. Now, Texas A&M.
That's kind of dessert tonight, right? It's the late night game, so kind of.
Yeah, you got it at 7, and so I'll be flicking back.
That and you got LSU Auburn. That'll be But this one's intriguing. How does A&M bounce back after getting whooped last week by the Hogs?
Yeah, they took a beating last week. And you know what? You brought this up, and we got to be better about this because we talked about it a lot during the Bielema years. I mean, we play Alabama, you play Georgia, you get beat up because of how physical, tough, dominant, and good they are. Like, you understand that. Mm-hmm. But let's not overlook having to play Arkansas and following it up the next week, whoever you play. Texas A&M, they looked destroyed last week, and that's because Arkansas just pummeled them. Now, Texas, I know they beat Rice pretty good the following week, but I want to watch these Arkansas football teams their next week, how they play, if Arkansas continues to have success being as physical as they've been through the first 4 games. We can't overlook that, just what Sam Pittman has brought. And I was talking about this yesterday, Tommy, at the College Football Hall of Fame. It hasn't necessarily been instantaneous, but at the same time it has, because you saw it week number 1 against the Georgia Bulldogs in Fayetteville this past year.
Yeah, and let's not pretend like this isn't a big game for Mississippi State. They're 2-2 already, lost to LSU last week. We'll see how Will Rogers and that offense plays today, but the wizard Mike Leach, the professor, it isn't working out so great so far here in year 2 because they lose today to A&M, which is likely. They're dropping to below 500 on the year, so I think this is a huge game for Mississippi State going on the road. Tough spot in College Station to try to get yourself right. And right now, A&M favored by a touchdown going into this game tonight.
You got 2 other top 25 matchups outside of the Southeastern Conference. Cincinnati taking on Notre Dame in South Bend. Cincinnati is an underdog in this one, 4 points. That's the spread that Notre Dame has right now. Tommy, this is going to be a fun football game. You've got Desmond Ridder trying to prove that he's one of the better quarterbacks in college football against one of the most notable teams in the game. Luke Fickell, Brian Kelly. There's going to be a lot of people paying attention, flicking back and forth between Ole Miss, Alabama, and this game on NBC today.
Yeah, it should be a lot of fun. Let's see, that's 1:30 today, so yeah, that's kind of second half territory of the Arkansas game, but Notre Dame's been teetering with everything. Today they get another great test. You kind of look at where Notre Dame started out. We know about that Florida State game. That looks like a horrible win now. You had to go to overtime with. They flirt with Toledo, Purdue. They handle pretty well. Wisconsin, though, was that a fluke? And say more about Wisconsin, or did Notre Dame finally get it figured out?
Dude,
find out today when they play a top 10 team in Cincinnati.
Yeah, that's a good point. Wisconsin is weird, man. I it's weird saying this, but they're just not good. And for those who don't know, I'm going up to Madison, going to Camp Randall at the end of this month. Really excited to watch them play Iowa, to see the jump around, to see that atmosphere. But Tommy, I don't even know if they're going to be able to put up much of a fight against the Hawkeyes because they just don't look like a good football team this year. Now, hopefully that changes because we know home games typically get guys and crowds going, but they need to – I don't know what's going on with Paul Christ and company up there in Madison.
How's Jack Cohn this week? I know he got beat up a little bit, and is he going to be all right for this game?
That is a good question, and I don't know the answer to it. They got Michigan today at 11 o'clock. That's the big noon kickoff game for Fox. By the way, Tommy, Michigan
Brian Kelly says his ankle is ahead of schedule in his recovery, so according to Adam Rittenberg. So
that was Tommy, you remember he dislocated his pinky or something, popped it back in and threw that game-winning touchdown a couple weeks ago. So that's curious to see how Notre Dame's quarterback fares today. Now, on one of the games, we're talking about Wisconsin a little bit. They host Michigan. Tommy, Michigan is in a great opportunity. And I know they can't beat Ohio State under Jim Harbaugh, but with Ohio State being down, now Iowa's pretty salty this year. They could have a path in the Big Ten to get to the college football playoff.
Yeah, and it's kind of a wide open Big Ten, right? I'm just looking here for the standings. Yeah, the Big Ten, I never can. At least they changed that leaders and legends still, where you can kind of keep it straight. But yeah, I mean, Michigan State and Michigan both kind of, and Penn State. Don't leave Penn State out of that conversation. Iowa's, I guess, the class of the league right now, ranked 5th in the country. So I think it's wide open in that. And Iowa's bound to win that division of theirs. They got Purdue behind them at 3-1, but have 1-0 in league play. Illinois, Minnesota, Northwestern, Wisconsin, and Nebraska. I don't know how Iowa doesn't win their division this year. That's you can just go ahead and kind of pencil them in for the Big Ten championship game. It appears.
All right, we got to get back into some Arkansas conversation as they take on Georgia in about 4 hours and 15 minutes from now. We'll set to kick off between the Hogs and the Dogs right here, ESPN Arkansas, hitthatline.com. We are live behind enemy lines in Athens on Arkansas Game Day.
You're listening to Arkansas Game Day, presented by Bud Light.
The Game Day Lodge in Branson is the perfect place for corporate retreats, golf trips, and team-building activities. You'll find 10 bedrooms with 19 beds for up to 28 guests, 9 bathrooms, 17 TVs, poker table, 2 kitchens, 2 laundry rooms, a fire pit, 2 gas grills, outdoor basketball court, a heated indoor swimming pool nearby, and a 10-minute drive to Silver Dollar City. Not to mention near some of the best golf courses. Just search Game Day Lodge on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Airbnb, and VRBO.
When fun finally returns, Bud Light legends don't just come back. They come roaring back, carrying a cooler full of Bud Lights, an inflatable dolphin, and those Velcro pads with the balls that stick to them. And this summer, with a cooler at their side, they're gonna make up for all the fun we've missed. Welcome back, Bud Light legends. It's time to take summer by the coolers. Cooler up at BudLightLegends.com. Enjoy responsibly. 2021 AB Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
This is Arkansas Game Day.
Nobody has more pre-owned trucks than Harry Robinson's Salisol Ford. Work trucks, heavy-duty four-wheel drive trucks, single cab, extended cab, and four-wheel drive crew cab trucks. Fords, Chevys, GMCs, Dodge, Ram, and Nissans. And with historic low interest rates, no payments for 90 days, and the most for your trade, Harry Robinson's Salisol Ford is the only place to buy your next truck. Harry Robinson's Salisol Ford, 1 mile south of exit 308 off I-40 in Salisol.
You know Hardee's made from scratch biscuits, and you know they're hand-breaded chicken. But have you tried Hot Honey? A new sauce drizzled on the hand-breaded chicken biscuit? This honey has some bite, one taste, and you'll never hit snooze again. Try it for yourself with the new Hot Honey hand-breaded chicken biscuit at Hardee's.
Feed your happy. Available for a limited time. Participating Hardee's restaurants. Hot Honey hand-breaded chicken biscuit is available during regular breakfast hours. Price and participation may vary.
Head to toe, it's gotta be Jelco for hard work and the great outdoors.
With quality and price and comfort you like, and savings that you're looking for.
We've got the shoes and boots, steel toes too, outerwear and a whole lot more.
Head to toe, it's gotta be Jelco
for hard work and the great outdoors.
Growing up, my parents always encouraged me to do what's right, even if it wasn't easy. I'd always hear my mother's voice say, "Do the right thing." That stuck with me. Every day, just do the right thing. That's it. The rest takes care of itself.
At Shelter Insurance, we believe in doing the right thing for our customers and our communities.
Ask Shelter agents Brandon Zimmerman or Chris Dooley about a free insurance review.
The Fence Man, the company you can trust when it comes to building quality fencing and gates, is growing and looking for quality people to join the Fence Man team. If you are a fence builder or have building experience or you have welding skills, apply in person at 1213 North 32nd Street in Fort Smith. The Fence Man offers great pay, health, dental, and vision benefits. Join the top fence building team in the state. The Fence Man. Apply today in person. The Fence Man is an equal opportunity employer.
Locally owned Lumber One can handle all of your building needs. They've built their business on having great relationships with everybody from contractors and builders to the everyday build-it-yourself. Lumber One is a full-line door shop to handle all of your door, window, and trim needs. And along with lumber, roofing and drywall products, attic wall and floor insulation is available. Lumber One also does blueprint takeoff with access to design services with estimates available. So go where the pros go. Lumber One, located on Industrial Park Road in Van Buren.
Engine making a strange sound? Brakes squeaking or grinding? Time for an oil change or tire rotation? Let the Wizard work his magic on your vehicle. The Wizard's Auto at 8507 Highway 271 South in Fort Smith does all engine repair, services heating and cooling systems, and does all brake jobs including rotors. The Wizard's oil change includes a check of all filters, fluids, brakes, and leaks, and they will vacuum the front of your vehicle. The Wizard's Auto, working magic for your vehicle Monday through Friday 8 till 5 and Saturdays 8 till noon.
Hello, my name is Tabitha. Because of your donation to United Way of Fort Smith area, I received treatment for my addiction to drugs. My life was completely unmanageable and I had very little hope for myself. I desperately wanted to be a mother to my children, and without the help I received from United Way Agency, this may never have happened. The life you touched was mine. For information on how you or your workplace can get involved, visit us on the web at unitedwayfortsmith.org or call 782-1311.
ESPN 95.3.
You're listening to Arkansas Game Day, presented by Bud Light.
The Razorbacks have won it for the first time since 2003. The Hogs are 4-0.
Arkansas Game Day is behind enemy lines thanks to Reed's Metals of Benton and Big Red Stores of Central Arkansas.
Springs coming up in just a sec. Tommy, I gotta give credit to where credit is due. Georgia fans thus far. Now we'll see how they are after the game, but we got fans bringing us Chick-fil-A. We got Misty here in Athens that was kind enough not only to give us a discount as visiting Hog fans visiting for the first time. Really appreciate Misty and her husband doing that for us, but she has been awesome, making sure we have coffee and everything. I have been amazed because we would not get this same reception in Baton Rouge or Tuscaloosa, but I'll give credit to where credit's due. Georgia fans have been really nice to us at this point.
What'd you get a discount on?
The Airbnb, man.
Oh, the Airbnb.
Yeah. So
well, and they love Sam Pittman. They respect Sam Pittman. They got nothing but nice things to say about Sam Pittman.
Yeah.
Until he wins. And that's how this goes. See, LSU fans don't like you because you've beat them. You know, Ole Miss fans, you go down through the Western Division. You've beaten enough of those teams, except Alabama, that Georgia fans don't mind Arkansas because other than Child's Please, you just hadn't beaten them. So, Sam Pittman wins today, he won't be the darling that he's been for a while. They won't hate him, they won't turn on him, but you're not getting the discount next time on the Airbnb. And I'll be honest, if we don't see Georgia for 6 or 8 years on the schedule again, that's okay with me. So
that is okay with me too.
Unless it's in the championship game in Atlanta.
Ooh, back a little rematch. All right, well, appreciate Misty and all these other accommodating Georgia fans. We also appreciate Ryan in Hot Springs, who is one of our favorite callers. He's phoned in this morning. Ryan, how you feeling here on game day, man?
You know what? At the beginning of the week, I know I've seen this meme kind of making fun of us for it. Where we're like, I don't know if we can beat them. And then it's by Thursday, it's maybe we can beat them by 3. And then Saturday, Hogs roll. But like I've done a lot of, because I've watched a little bit of Georgia this year. While they're really, really good and they're very, very sound, I guess I'm willing my team to win. And you know what? After we've been through the last 4 or 5 years. Ain't nobody be able to tell me nothing.
So you said you're going to will. Hang on. You said you're going to will the team to win. Is there a ritual, or is it just mental brain power, or do you have to go through get the right cup of coffee, sit in the right chair? How are you going to will the team to victory today?
A little bit of everything, including calling the L show.
There you go. There you go.
I'm actually being a little tongue in cheek. I'm just trying to be funny a little bit this morning. But for real, though, I do honestly think I saw this week where the Georgia team was talking about ain't nobody getting in their end zone, even if it's the New England Patriots.
Well,
and Traylon Smith saw that. I think that's not that they needed the motivation, but you gave them a little extra motivation. And I don't know. I guess I'm hoping and maybe expecting the offense to come in and punch Georgia in the mouth early. I also like what nobody's really talking about what KJ does with the defense. He's done a very good job of taking what the defense is giving him and maximizing it. I like what the offense is doing. I don't think people have given the offense enough credit for what they're doing. It's just a foregone conclusion that the Georgia's defense is going to shut down our offense.
Well, they have everybody else so far. So
I'll Tommy and Ryan, appreciate the call, buddy. We're coming up against it. Tommy, that's kind of what I said. We were talking about yesterday. Arkansas fans have gotten to the point where you keep hearing college football analysts or writers say, "Well, they have to play Georgia's defense. Or they got to do. They got to play us, man.
Well, no, That's it. That's exactly. Georgia's defense is going to be really good. Count on it, bank on it, take it to the bank. But Arkansas's defense can keep you in the ball game, and it's only going to take a play or two from Jefferson and Burks or one of the running backs getting loose on a mistake or a busted play from the Georgia defense to keep Arkansas in this game and have a chance in the fourth quarter, and then anything can happen. But make no mistake, Georgia's defense, it travels, and it will play well at home today too. That's how they roll.
Another hour of Arkansas Game Day rolling on live behind enemy lines in Athens, Georgia.
The Gameday Lodge in Branson is the perfect place for corporate retreats, golf trips, and team building activities. You'll find 10 bedrooms with 19 beds for up to 28 guests, 9 bathrooms, 17 TVs, poker table, 2 kitchens, 2 laundry rooms, a fire pit, 2 gas grills, outdoor basketball court, a heated indoor swimming pool nearby, and a 10-minute drive to Silver Dollar City. Not to mention near some of the best golf courses. Just search Gameday Lodge on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Airbnb, and VRBO.
When fun finally returns, Bud Light legends don't just come back. They come roaring back, carrying a cooler full of Bud Lights, an inflatable dolphin, and those Velcro pads with the balls that stick to them. And this summer, with a cooler at their side, they're gonna make up for all the fun we've missed. Welcome back, Bud Light legends. It's time to take summer by the coolers. Cooler up at BudLightLegends.com. Enjoy responsibly. 2021 AB Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Are you looking for a great deal on a previously owned vehicle but want to avoid high-pressure sales? If so, you need to visit Edwards Auto Sales in Rowland. For over 31 years, Ernie Edwards and his staff have helped folks from Arkansas and Oklahoma River Valley buy a quality vehicle and offer a buy here, pay here in-house financing program as part of their services. Some restrictions may apply. Come visit Edwards Auto Center, 3 miles west of the Garrison Bridge, the first car dealer on your right, or log on at edwardsautosalesinc.com.
Late breaking news. Central Hydraulics has teamed up with Wacker Neuson to meet your ever-growing equipment needs. Wacker Neuson offers loaders, excavators, skid steers, telehandlers, and more. Central Hydraulics is also your Gates Hydraulic Hose Center. Stop by today at 6104 Highway 271 South in Fort Smith. Central Hydraulics, helping you move the world.
For more than 80 years, Forest Grin Inc. has been building the foundations of the River Valley and beyond. Forest Grin, a destination point for men and women with a drive toward excellence, is now hiring experienced dump truck drivers. CDL Class A or B license with medical card is required. Apply now from any mobile device at forestgrininc.com. A heritage company and a premier employer. Forest Grin offers top wages and benefits. Apply today at forestgrininc.com. Become part of the Forest Grin legacy. Apply now on any device at forestgrininc.com. Forest Grin Incorporated is an equal opportunity employer.
Don't drop the ball. Talk to your doctor about prostate health today. A man has a 1 in 7 chance of developing prostate cancer in his lifetime. It's the second leading cause of cancer-related death in Arkansas men. Catch it early. It doesn't have to knock you down. Join the Arkansas Prostate Cancer Foundation and their partners for free health education screenings for men ages 45 to 75. Go to arprostatecancer.org for a calendar of screening events near you. When it comes to prostate health, don't drop the ball.
Arkansas Fuel Injection in Fort Smith has been providing quality work for all new and rebuilt diesel pumps and injectors for over 25 years. They are a certified diesel shop with a team of quality technicians that ensure the highest quality workmanship and warranties all their work. They are open Monday through Friday 8 to 5 and has emergency service available 24 hours a day. For all your diesel pump, fuel injection, and parts needs, stop by Arkansas Fuel Injection, 6300 South 29th Street, Fort Smith. Call them today at 1-800-817-7709. Arkansas Fuel Injection.
I have so many things that need to be done around the house, like fixing the gate on my fence, painting the front door, and that's just a start. I'm not the best DIY person or even have enough time if I were.
Call the experienced crew at Top Notch Roofing and Construction.
Well, isn't that...
I know what you're going to say, but Top Notch does it all. They service both commercial and residential clients with roofing, siding, windows, gutters, fencing, and remodeling, but they also have a crew that specializes in those honeydew jobs piling up at home.
Thanks, man. I'm calling Top Notch Roofing today.
Top Notch. Everything from roofing to honeydews. Call them today.
Whole Hog Cafe on Phoenix Avenue is now open 11 till 8 Monday through Saturday. Whole Hog Cafe has party packs for your watch party, tailgate party, business meetings, or lunch and dinner for the family. You will see a few new items on the menu to go along with the award-winning barbecue and sides. Whole Hog Cafe, Phoenix Avenue, offers online ordering at wholehogfortsmith.com, along with curbside and delivery service. Or come see us 11 till 8 Monday through Saturday. Follow Whole Hog Cafe on Facebook and Instagram for specials.
Family first. My dad used to tell us that all the time. But family first wasn't just something he'd say to us. It was how he lived every day of his life. And it's how I try to live mine too.
At Shelter Insurance, our agents are dedicated to helping provide personalized auto, home, and life protection that puts your family first.
Ask Wade Gilkey in Fort Smith about Shelter's home insurance.
Here we go. From the Bushlight Studios, this is ESPN 95.3.
For this town is a pigskin paradise.
KERX, Paris, Fort Smith.
This is Arkansas Game Day, presented by Bud Light, the world's favorite light beer.
Green gets the call. He's got room inside the 25, inside the 20. Green's going to the house. Touchdown, Arkansas!
Arkansas Game Day is behind enemy lines thanks to Reed's Metals of Benton and Big Red Stores of Central Arkansas.
Birch is going to go. Traylon down the sideline. Touchdown, Arkansas!
Call or text the program at 877-377-6963.
Is that you getting hype in the background? Clapping hands? Getting excited? We're 4 hours out. Is that what I'm hearing this morning?
I got to get jacked up here a little bit.
Okay. Well, do me a favor. During the break, I want you to go watch this hype video the Razorback football team just put out. It's got Dan Skipper narrating. Tell me if your juices get flowing and something starts getting going a little bit this morning. As we're live here behind enemy lines in Athens, Georgia, thanks to Reed's Metal of Benton and Big Red Stores of Central Arkansas. Arkansas Game Day is presented by Bud Light, the world's best light beer. My goodness gracious, Tommy, we have a day in front of us. 4 hours out from kickoff between the Hogs and the Dogs, between the hedges, and Like I said earlier, man, I picked Georgia to win last week, 38-24. I picked them to win 31-21, and how it's hour number 2 of Arkansas Game Day, and I'm probably going to pick Arkansas.
Yeah, we're getting closer and closer to Ty flipping the script here before long, with based on no football analysis at all, folks, just based on hype videos and Chick-fil-A brought to him by Georgia fans. He's basing all of it on hyperbole and conversation, and we'll see today how it goes. But we're inside about 55 minutes from Ty completely flipping his prediction on the Hogs game today.
Old prediction. So, and you're welcome to give your prediction in this morning, 877-377-6963. We're on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch. We're on ESPN Arkansas, hitthatline.com, the TuneIn app, and ESPN Radio. We've got Clay Henry to get to. We've got David Pollock to get to. We've got Hunter Yurachek to get to. Tommy, we've got a lot to get to in hour number 2.
Yeah, I don't know if we'll get to all of that here with an hour to go, but we've had some great conversations during the week that we might want to relive all or part of here before we get out of here in this hour. So
where do you want to go here? You want to keep talking just kind of the perspective? You want to talk a deep dive? Like, what do you feel like doing right now?
I think the game's going to be decided really whose nose guard's better today. Whose nose guard can get the better push? It's always decided at the line of scrimmage, but Arkansas's really going to have their hands full with that defensive line of Georgia. That's not breaking news today, but I really think that's what it's going to come down to is, can Arkansas, keep Jordan Davis from disrupting what KJ Jefferson's going to do? Much like what we saw with Calzada last week, what was the problem? Ridgeway pushing center right back into his face. Is Arkansas going to face a similar fate today? They've got Walker coming from the edge. They got Devontae Wyatt. They've got some real men up front. This will be a huge challenge for Arkansas's offensive line. I think Arkansas's defensive line is going to bring some problems today for Arkansas or for Georgia's offensive front. We've talked about their center, Cedric Von Pram's. He's a redshirt freshman getting his 5th start today. If you look across that front line, that might be the one spot, Ty, where you might have some success today. They're very talented up front.
And you said the center?
The center,
right?
Cedric Van Pram.
Cedric Van Pram. Well, he's going to get a little
it's his 5th start. I mean, he may be all world. I don't know. But, I mean, when I looked at the career starts, consecutive starts, that was the one spot you're like, maybe. Then you look over at right tackle, Warren McClendon. He started, this will be like his 17th start, and he's a redshirt sophomore. What does that tell you?
That tells me that he's in for a treat today, getting against this Arkansas defensive line. And
tells me if you're that young and you've started that many games, you're pretty good.
You're a good you're a good football player, and I think that's a very valid and fair point by you. Now, here's what I'll say. John Ridgeway, you're going to have some fun today going up against a younger player. Just because he's talented doesn't mean he's ready for SEC football. And my goodness gracious, Tommy, we can talk about Trey Williams and John Ridgeway for the rest of time because what they've done, and Utsi as well, what they've done for that defensive line is just there's a stark contrast from last year to this year to getting pressure with 3 guys. Now, again, they are going up against a talented offensive line today in the Georgia Bulldogs. But, I mean, Trey's got 4 sacks, Tommy. I think John's got 2 so far this season. And we know, I mean, he was just blowing up the center last week for Texas A&M. And if he can get pressure on either Stetson Bennett or JT Daniels, depending on who suits up for the Bulldogs at quarterback, that is going to bode well for Barry Odom's defense if they can get pressure with 3.
You know how many sacks Georgia's given up this year so far through 4 games?
Through 4 games, I'm going to guess it's low. I'm going to say 3.
Pretty good guess right there. 2.
2.
Georgia's collected 14 of their own, but only allowed 2 sacks so far this season.
Can you get 2 or 3 today against one of the more talented offensive lines in the country? And go watch. I mean, I know a lot of y'all don't watch film or anything, but and I don't traditionally either. But I found myself when I rewatch games a lot of times on Sunday, I'll go back and rewatch the Arkansas game. I just love watching Trey Williams play. That guy's motor is off the charts. And even when he's not getting to the quarterback senses him, Tommy. When you have someone coming off your blind side with the capability that Trey does, it worries you a little bit, regardless how much faith you have in your left tackle or not. That guy is wrecking havoc almost every single play he's in.
Yeah. One thing I'll be interested to see is, can you get pressure with 3 today, and does at some point Barry Odom try to send 4 or put 4 up front? They've not had to do that to this point. Is there any kind of shift in scheme today, because you can still cover 5 with 7? Is there any thought today or any preparation with Barry Odom that maybe you'll see 4 down linemen, or maybe sending 4 from the front to put pressure on Georgia? They like to run the football, but and they're going to try to be a run-first offense. I'll be interested to see how they align up front defensively for Arkansas, and if it's any different. So far, you know, with Williams and Ridgeway and Trey Williams on the other side, they've been able to get there. So we'll see what happens up front. I wouldn't be surprised to see someone, if they're not having the success and not getting the pressure they want in the first quarter, maybe changing the scheme up a little bit.
Yeah, Tommy, what's crazy to me is you look in Game 2, Texas, Bijan Robinson was like, we didn't really prepare for that. And then Texas A&M, I don't know if you had Isaiah Spiller actually saying it, but I don't think that they even were prepared. Now, they at least saw it in games 1, 2, and 3, but they didn't look like they're – wouldn't it just be just the classic Barry Odom move to switch to a 4-down front? You got Georgia, who's probably practiced for a 3-man front all week, and then Barry just switches it up. I don't know. I haven't got any inklings on this or any insider intel. Maybe Clay can tell us coming up. But that wouldn't surprise me at all if he just switched to a 4-man front today, because I would think that Georgia spent the majority of their time going against the 3-man front in practice.
Yeah, and you're going an odd front against the nose of the center generally when you're in 3 and working those inside techniques, inside gaps. But with 4 you get more of an even look. But they've had success with 3. That's going to be the thing. If they can get there with 3 and put the pressure they want and still stop the run, you're going to feel really good about where you're at moving forward. You said something a minute ago, got me thinking, just off the cuff. You mentioned Bijan Robinson, and you mentioned Spiller last week. Who's the best back Arkansas will have faced after today? Those 2 guys or Zamir White? I mean, who is going to be the best running back Arkansas has seen to this point? Because on paper you've seen some pretty good ones, and Arkansas's limited these guys. And White hasn't had just tremendous stats. I think let me look here. I think it's 51 yards or something. Yeah, it's 51 yards, but it's only on 37 carries. He's averaging over 5.5 a carry. Those guys didn't play a lot last week against Vanderbilt. I wonder who will be the actual best running back, because I thought Spiller was better than Bijan Robinson as far as being slippery and avoiding tackles and eluding Arkansas defenders early in that ball game particularly. Arkansas is going to see another good running back today in a stable of them, with Georgia and starting with Zamir White.
Yeah, that's a fascinating question to ask. I would think if you ask most college football people who are smarter than ourselves, they'd probably say Isaiah Spiller. But it is close. I mean, Bijan Robinson, I know it's from Texas, but he is talented. Then you look at what you just talked about with Georgia, not just having one guy, but multiple guys. And I think that Coach Pittman has kind of installed the same philosophy that Kirby has with his running backs, because, I mean, you look on the other side, Georgia has to take on Traylon Smith. They have to take on Rocket Sanders. They have to take on A.J. Green, Dominique Johnson. Those are some dudes. And Clay was saying it yesterday. There's not many coaches out there that wouldn't trade for A.J. Green and Rocket Sanders as true freshmen. And I was, Tommy, I got a chance to do a sports radio hit yesterday in Tulsa with Colby Wilson. And one of the things I told Colby is like, dude, how did Lincoln Riley let A.J. Green get out of the state? He's the 3rd best player in the state of Oklahoma. How do you let him get out of Oklahoma? I think that Lincoln and his staff are going to be kicking themselves for letting A.J. leave from Tulsa, which is not too far from Norman.
And you look at some things here, just looking at the rushing stats for the year. One thing that will be different today is Arkansas won't – and Calzada really wasn't a runner either last week, but you look down this sheet, J.T. Daniels has not got a lot of rushing attempts. They're basically sacks, 3 rushing attempts, negative 15 yards. 2 of those were probably the sacks we were talking about a minute ago. And then Stetson Bennett has only rushed it 7 times this year for 67 yards. One of the things you won't see today, really, Ty, from looking at this, is Georgia's not going to run the quarterback nowhere near like Arkansas will. So you don't have to worry about a quarterback losing containment on him and him taking off a bunch on you. It's about the passing, and it's about handing off to those running backs.
That's a great point. All right, still a lot to get to on Arkansas game day. By the way, Colby Daniels, not Colby Wilson. Sorry about that, Colby. Still a lot to get to here on Arkansas game day. Tommy just alluded to a great point. Georgia's got to worry about the running ability of K.J. Jefferson. Arkansas, not so much with Bennett and Daniels. Coming up here on Arkansas game day, still got to talk with Clay Henry, the publisher of Hogs Illustrated. I don't know if he's driving into Atlanta. I don't know if he's here in Athens just yet. I don't know where Clay is, but we're going to find out coming up in this hour, Tommy, and I'm excited to talk with him a little bit.
Yeah, Clay's going to join us here. I know he stayed outside of it between Atlanta and Athens last night, and he'll be making his way towards the stadium this morning. So
fantastic. All right, still a lot to get to here on Arkansas Game Day presented by Bud Light. We are behind enemy lines in Athens, Georgia.
You're listening to Arkansas Game Day, presented by Bud Light.
The Gameday Lodge in Branson is the perfect place for corporate retreats, golf trips, and team building activities. You'll find 10 bedrooms with 19 beds for up to 28 guests, 9 bathrooms, 17 TVs, poker table, 2 kitchens, 2 laundry rooms, a fire pit, 2 gas grills, outdoor basketball court, a heated indoor swimming pool nearby, and a 10-minute drive to Silver Dollar City. Not to mention near some of the best golf courses. Just search Gameday Lodge on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Airbnb, and VRBO.
When fun finally returns, Bud Light legends don't just come back. They come roaring back, carrying a cooler full of Bud Lights, an inflatable dolphin, and those Velcro pads with the balls that stick to them. And this summer, with a cooler at their side, they're gonna make up for all the fun we've missed. Welcome back, Bud Light legends. It's time to take summer by the coolers. Cooler up at BudLightLegends.com. Enjoy responsibly. 2021 AB Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
This is Arkansas Game Day.
Engine making a strange sound? Brakes squeaking or grinding? Time for an oil change or tire rotation? Let the Wizard work his magic on your vehicle. The Wizard's Auto at 8507 Highway 271 South in Fort Smith does all engine repair, services heating and cooling systems, and does all brake jobs including rotors. The Wizard's oil change includes a check of all filters, fluids, brakes, and leaks, and they will vacuum the front of your vehicle. The Wizard's Auto, working magic for your vehicle Monday through Friday 8 till 5 and Saturdays 8 till noon.
Are you in need of roofing repairs or maybe more? Construction Master Roofing, who has been under new management since 2019 with over 25 years of experience, is who you need to call. Estimates are free, and military, first responders, and medical workers receive 5% off. Construction Master Roofing guarantees their work, and the number you need to call is 648-8888 in the River Valley, and in Oklahoma, call 918-859-4714. Construction Master Roofing, the roofing company that cares and gets the job done.
Reduce your home energy bills while increasing your comfort. AOG and OG&E are offering a weatherization program that provides free home energy efficiency upgrades to current customers in Arkansas. If your home is at least 10 years old, it may qualify for these upgrades, which include attic insulation, caulking, air sealing, weather stripping, and LED lighting. To find out how you can benefit from these free home weatherization improvements, contact 844-413-3065 or visit AOGC.com.
Make a Wake Bait and Tackle on Highway 64 between Van Buren and Alma has everything a fisherman needs. Rods, reels, tackle, plastics, all kinds of great baits to catch a wall hanger. Rods starting at $69.95. The biggest selection of plastics in the River Valley. Reaction Innovation, Bobby Garland, Lake Forgoogan, and more. And Make a Wake has Daiwa rods and reels, and they repair them too. Make a Wake Bait and Tackle, 1 mile east of I-540 on Highway 64 between Van Buren and Alma. Make a Wake Bait and Tackle.
At Frank Rowe Furniture for the month of October, no sales tax and free delivery. You heard it right, no sales tax and free delivery. Frank Rowe Furniture offers made-in-the-USA products and service after the sale. Remember, no sales tax and free delivery in October at Frank Rowe Furniture. Frank Rowe Furniture, 405 4th Street, Barling, Arkansas. Best seats in the house. Appliance excluded in sale and delivery must be within a 50-mile range.
Are you looking for a great deal on a previously owned vehicle but want to avoid high-pressure sales? If so, you need to visit Edwards Auto Sales in Roland. For over 31 years, Ernie Edwards and his staff have helped folks from Arkansas and Oklahoma River Valley buy a quality vehicle and offer a buy here, pay here in-house financing program as part of their services. Some restrictions may apply. Come visit Edwards Auto Center, 3 miles west of the Garrison Bridge, the first car dealer on your right, or log on at edwardsautosalesinc.com.
You know Hardee's made from scratch biscuits, and you know they're hand-breaded chicken. But have you tried Hot Honey? A new sauce drizzled on the hand-breaded chicken biscuit? This honey has some bite, one taste, and you'll never hit snooze again. Try it for yourself with the new Hot Honey hand-breaded chicken biscuit at Hardee's. Feed your happy.
Available for a limited time. Participating Hardee's restaurants. Hot Honey hand-breaded chicken biscuit is available during regular breakfast hours. Price and participation may vary.
Arkansas Fuel Injection in Fort Smith has been providing quality work for all new and rebuilt diesel pumps and injectors for over 25 years. They are a certified diesel shop with a team of quality technicians that ensure the highest quality workmanship and warranties all their work. They're open Monday through Friday 8 to 5 and has emergency service available 24 hours a day. For all your diesel pump, fuel injection, and parts needs, stop by Arkansas Fuel Injection, 6300 South 29th Street, Fort Smith. Call them today at 1-800-817-7709. Arkansas Fuel Injection.
ESPN 95.3.
You're listening to Arkansas Game Day, presented by Bud Light.
The Razorbacks have won it for the first time since 2003. The Hogs are 4-0.
Arkansas Game Day is behind enemy lines thanks to Reed's Metals of Benton and Big Red Stores of Central Arkansas.
Got a chance to catch up with Hunter Yurachek yesterday at the College Football Hall of Fame in Atlanta, and we're just talking about a couple different things. And if you didn't hear yesterday on the Morning Rush, Tommy, Clay, also got a chance to check up with your Arkansas athletics director, and he's in a you know how people are in a world of hurt sometimes, Tommy? Mm-hmm. Well, he's in a world of fun based on his football, basketball, baseball, and really any program up on the Hill. It seems to be having success under his leadership. So here was the conversation between Clay, Tommy, and Hunter Yurachek yesterday.
One of the biggest weekends for Arkansas football in over a decade will happen tomorrow. It's on the road in Athens, Georgia, top 10 matchup, and we are excited to have Hunter Yurachek join us here this morning. Hunter, good morning. Thanks for some time. I couldn't help but chuckle a little bit watching the A&M game. I'm at home watching it on TV. I don't remember the play, but it was early in the game, and something happened. It was a little bit of a questionable call near the sideline, and there's this guy on the sideline kind of giving the business a little bit to the referee there, and I look close, and it's you. And you were kind of you're pretty passionate about these games, and I found that engaging and entertaining as a fan to see you so engaged in the game that early.
You may want to go back and look at that video. I'm not sure I was that close.
You're not quite sure. We've seen you on the sidelines before. How exciting is this to see all the work that's been put in by you and your staff, and really watching the success here early in the season through the first 4 games all come together?
It's been really exciting. I'm excited for our student athletes, especially those young men that have been with this program for multiple years, that went through the coaching change and went through some really down times and really hung in there, stuck with the plan and the process, and they're seeing the fruits of that labor right now. And I'm actually happy for Coach Pittman and his staff. Last year during COVID, they didn't have a true spring practice, didn't have true summer workouts. I had a somewhat abbreviated season, a challenging schedule, and they fought through that. And then, of course, for our fan base, they've been through roughly a decade of some down football years, and for our fan base to be able to experience it like they did at the Texas game a few weeks ago and then down in Dallas last week. And so it's just an exciting time to be a fan of Razorback football and be a part of that program in any way.
Number 8 in football this week. We know basketball went to the Elite 8 and was number 8. Baseball spent a great deal of the season at number 1. Women's golf, number 1. Track and field. We could go down the list, and it's been out there about all of the successes. Is there anything you can put your finger on, or is there a key ingredient? Maybe you don't want to give it away about getting that synergy and getting that rising tide to lift all boats. What's been the key to that rising tide lifting all the boats in Fayetteville?
First and foremost, we have great people in the head coaching roles of each of our 19 sports, first and foremost, and great people that recruit great young men and women that want to be a part of the Arkansas Razorback athletic program and their specific sports program. And then they support each other. Our student athletes support each other. And we talk about this one Razorback mantra that kind of was a play on the fact that there's only one Razorback mascot across all of college athletics, but it's been kind of a rallying cry for our department to come together to support each other and feed off of each other's success.
Hunter, it's Clay Henry. When you came to Arkansas, you spent 100 days, you said listening, observing. What did you see then that maybe is different now? And what actions did you take maybe to change any of things that you saw?
Well, Clay, that's a great question. And I did that because I was not from the state of Arkansas. I roughly spent an hour in the state during my entire life prior to arriving, so I thought it was very important for me to listen. But what the main thing I've learned, and it hasn't changed at all, it's probably ramped up because of our success, is the passion that people across this state have for the Razorbacks. The fact that there's not another Power 5 program in this state, there's no major professional sports in this state. This state's, I don't want to say happiness per se, but the mood of this state rises and falls with our athletic program, especially our football, our basketball, and our baseball programs.
What would you tell, if you could talk to Frank Broyles right now about what's going on here?
Well, first of all, I would love to have that opportunity to have sat down with Coach Broyles and just learned more about the history and the fabric of our athletic program in this. And I think, Clay, from what I've heard in talking to his family and those that were close to him, like a Kevin Trainer, he'd be really proud of this athletic program. He'd be really proud, obviously, of what our football program has done, especially here over the last month, beating our old Southwest Conference rivals and Rice and Texas A&M and Texas. And I think he'd be really proud of what is going on right now in our athletic program.
I think he would be. I would add this: he would be proud of the athletic director. So that's not sure that he could say that about the last guy. so you don't have to say a thing, Hunter. But it's yeah. In one last question, Tommy, if you
you got it, you can get all you want, Clay.
You observe the football team because you've got two sons in the program, one coaching, one playing. Have you seen anything change in the last couple of weeks in preparation, or are they just doing the same things that they've been doing?
They're following the lead of their head coach, and I say that Sam Pittman is Sam Pittman. He is a hardworking, blue-collar, down-to-earth, genuine man, and these kids they're hardworking. They play hard. They have the respect of their coaches. They respect their coaches in turn, and they respect each other. There's a great camaraderie that exists within that locker room and on that playing field where our student athletes on our football team, that they support each other. They're fans of each other. I don't see a lot of guys hanging their heads coming out of the locker room, coming back to the locker room after a win like we've had in the past where maybe they haven't gotten the playing time they wanted. Everybody's just excited about winning and being a part of the winning program. And so I think it's just the overall culture of this program has really taken shape, and you can see that leading us over the past few weeks.
Hunter, Clay kind of led me into my next question. Yes, you're the athletics director, but you're also a dad, and you do have a son on the team and a son coaching on the team. And so when you observe and watch these games, you're wearing two hats. What was it like in the Texas game when the punt play happened and Jake got in there for the block? What's it like in those moments after the game when you're not just celebrating with your staff and those great behind-the-scenes moments that we've gotten to see and you share in with Coach Pittman, but take the athletic director hat off a minute, and what's it like as a dad to watch some of these things unfold and the success for your sons right now?
Yeah, it just makes it that much more special. Obviously, I just happened to be down in the south end zone getting ready for a presentation. Normally, I'd be watching from the north end zone, and so it would have been right there when that punt block happened, and I saw the block happen. I didn't know until Jake got up and I saw his jersey number that it was actually him that had gotten the block, and so I was really excited when the block happened. When I saw it was him, I was really, really excited. And then just to be able to share in that moment with with each of them. It's really special, and it's fleeting. Ryan's a GA. He'll most likely move on after this season. Jake is going to graduate in December. He'll have a decision to make if he'll continue his football career. So I'm just trying to soak all this in. First and foremost, is the success of our football program as a whole, and second, get to enjoy it with two of my sons.
What does this say about the program that so many players that had the option to move on and do other things with their lives, get married, move on to careers that they've already gotten degrees to start their careers in a professional setting, put all of those things maybe on hold to come back and play football for one more year at Arkansas? That's a key ingredient to the success this year. What does that tell you about your program and what's going on here when so many chose that extra season?
I think those guys like a Grant Morgan, Hayden Hendry, those leaders on the field, they were really tuned in last year about the culture that Sam Pittman was building and the special opportunity they saw ahead this season. I don't know if they saw us being 4-0 ranked in the top 10, but I think they really saw that as Arkansans, and both of those young men are, that they could help really turn this program around and set the course for a new direction for Razorback football. And so I think those guys, we wouldn't be where we were without those two men coming back, not only what they do on the field, but also what they do in the locker room with their leadership.
Yeah. I want to add, we saw some behind-the-scenes moments. We're going to come back to that in just a minute with football, but I want to put football on pause in just a moment, because even in the midst of this week, and I know we can't talk recruiting with you, but there's huge basketball news this week. I know one of the things that you can talk about is the plans for renovations at Bud Walton. There's so much excitement with football, but I know we're just over 40 days away from basketball season. Season ticket sales, you've been promoting that, and the fact that we're down to just a few hundred. The excitement for basketball season is coming up. You got renovations planned for Bud Walton Arena. You're anticipating a great basketball season ahead. What can fans expect this year and in the future when renovations are underway and complete with Bud Walton Arena?
Well, first and foremost for basketball season, obviously we've got two really solid programs, both our men's program under the leadership of Eric Musselman and our women's program under the leadership of Mike Neighbors. And I think you can expect both of those teams to excel, have great seasons, be in the top 25, if not better, for the majority of the season. And I've watched both of them practice, and I'm really excited about seeing both of those programs take the court. As far as Bud Walton Arena goes, we completed a survey of our fans, Razorback Foundation members here in the past 6 to 8 weeks. We're finishing up some focus groups, and then there's going to be some data that we'll take before the board, most likely at their November meeting, and ask for their blessing to move forward with advertising for an architect and a contractor to start the process for a major renovation to Bud Walton Arena. That process is a 3 to 4 year process from design to construction, and trying to figure out how to maneuver the renovation around basketball seasons. And we hope that by the time we tip off for the 24-25 season, latest 25-26, that there's a major renovation that's been completed to that facility.
Hunter, you may have a national championship by then.
That would be awesome, Clay. That would be awesome.
No, I mean,
that's the goal. We're not scared to talk about that for all of our sports programs we talk about on a regular basis. We want our 19 sports programs to all compete for SEC championships, and we truly believe if you're competing for SEC championships, then you're competing for national championships, because the SEC is the best conference in the country.
Yeah, I have said that. When football was down, you just have to get the right coach, and it goes with all sports, right? When you look at every sport, you got the right guy, you can win a national championship. So I want to commend you for you probably this would surprise you. I'm not on social media, so
I am shocked. You can't get that on the river while you're fly fishing, Clay.
Yeah, I mean, it just doesn't work, and I'm sorry. I mean, it seems to you'd spend too much time with trivial stuff. But saying that, there are plenty of people around me that send me the clever stuff that your social media team does, and it just seems to get better and better. Hey, I may have to get on social media. It's just too sweet. So, but some of it's really edgy, Hunter. I mean, do you like that?
Well, I'm only on one social media outlet, and that's Twitter. That's the most I can handle. But I will say that we have a talented team of on our external side. That you're exactly right. Their minds are always generating incredible ideas. We've got the people behind the scenes that can take those ideas and really bring them to fruition and put them on our social media accounts. And all of our social media accounts are just off the charts from an impression standpoint. I think
I'm not surprised.
Somewhere after the Texas game that we had 27 million impressions on our various football social media accounts that weekend. 27 million.
Yeah. So one of those moments from that weekend was a behind the scenes moment where the closing moments, victory was in hand, and a looked like a state trooper, law enforcement officer comes to you about, hey, what are we going to do with the crowd? The goalpost may come down. They're going to flood the field. And you said, let them come. We'll pay the fine. And those are some of the behind-the-scenes moments fans can now enjoy.
Absolutely. Back early part of the spring, Bo Mattingly and the team at Sport and Story approached us with this opportunity to launch a content network called Hogs Plus. And we just struck lightning in a bottle launching that during the week of the Texas game. It launched with over 130 hours of content, both archived games, kind of behind-the-scenes stories. And we have such a passionate fan base across this state, many who can never make it to Fayetteville to come to a game, engage with their coaches, engage with their student-athletes. And this gives fans across the state the opportunity to do that. And our data is proving true. There's been, I think, 70 to 80% of our subscribers so far are not in our Ticket or Razorback Foundation database, and that tells us that, the research we did was true, that people that can't come and engage want this type of access to our programs. And I'll give a little plug for that today. There's a free, for if you're teetering on the edge of whether you want to be a subscriber to Hogs Plus, there's a bonus episode that's free today if you want to get on hogsplus.com, featuring Trey Williams and a behind-the-scenes interview with him. Getting to know him a little bit better, and plus he tells the story of why the Southwest Classic trophy is sitting in the middle of the lobby of the Smith Center right now.
So I've been thinking about doing some behind-the-scenes stuff and really recording and letting the audience in firsthand on some of these conversations and arguments between Clay and Ty during the breaks. Do you think that would that bring in? Was that a business plan I could get behind here, Hunter?
That would be, Tommy. That would be the type of thing I would subscribe to. I'd love to.
Maybe I got something there I can get some traction with.
Hey,
absolutely.
Yeah. It's R-rated. We can't do it.
Well, that's even more intriguing, Clay. And
it's R-rated from one side.
I think the hole in the business plan is Clay's not on social media. I don't know how we could really get it pushed over the top unless we got Clay a Twitter account.
That may be a slight issue for you, Tommy.
Yeah, well, I'm worried he'd get Twitter and Tinder mixed up, and he'd have the wrong account, and he'd have a whole lot of other troubles. So, Hunter, we've enjoyed the conversation this morning. Congratulations on all the success, and we look forward to future chats with you.
All right, Tommy. So you guys have a great weekend, and go Hogs. We got
see you in Athens.
Several teams competing against Georgia this weekend: volleyball, women's soccer, and football, of course. So big Georgia weekend for the Hogs.
And if you see Ty in Athens hitchhiking somewhere, just keep driving. Don't even worry.
Will do.
All right, Hunter Yurachek joining us this morning.
Hunter was kind enough to talk to me at the College Football Hall of Fame yesterday, which, Tommy, I can't remember. Have you been to that?
I have not been to the College Football Hall of Fame.
They got D-Mac, Chuck Dykes. There's some Arkansas displays. You got to see it. It is
I think the next time Media Days is there, me and Drew will go, and you can run the board, and then I'll get to check that out. So that'd be great.
There you go. And you got to also attempt the field goal and the pass as well. They've got that set up too. All right, we're live here from
That was a fun conversation, though, with Hunter. And, you feel like there is synergy within this athletic department, and that the rising tide is lifting all boats right now with every sport on campus.
Yeah, no, you're 100% right. We are live here behind enemy lines in Athens, Georgia, here on Arkansas Game Day. Coming up, we will get into more of a Bud Light preview, some of the big-time games on today. Man, oh, man, we're 3.5 hours out. Tommy, I can almost taste it. Coming up here on Arkansas Game Day.
You're listening to Arkansas Game Day, presented by Bud Light.
Hello, my name is Tabitha. Because of your donation to United Way of Fort Smith area, I received treatment for my addiction to drugs. My life was completely unmanageable and I had very little hope for myself. I desperately wanted to be a mother to my children, and without the help I received from United Way Agency, this may never have happened. The life you touched was mine. For information on how you or your workplace can get involved, visit us on the web at unitedwayfortsmith.org or call 782-1311.
One time at B-Dubs, this crew came in hungry for flavor in football. Lucky for them, we've got both for days, especially on Boneless Thursdays. With buy one, get one free hot and crispy boneless wings and football on wall-to-wall TVs, that crew couldn't leave hungry if they tried. Get here for Boneless Thursdays at Buffalo Wild Wings, to the greatest of all times.
BOGO boneless wings of equal value at participating locations on Thursdays. Not valid with other offers. Size exclusions apply while supplies last. Limit 1. Fees may apply.
Needing your roof repaired? Ramos Roofing is a local company that has over 25 years of experience, specializing in your residential or commercial roofing needs in the Oklahoma area. Ramos Roofing, a company you can trust, offering discounts to senior citizens, law enforcement, or healthcare workers, and assists in your insurance claims. Ramos Roofing, standing behind their work so you can stand under it. Call 479-420-9903. That's 420-9903. Ramos Roofing, working with you to build a better home.
Growing up, my parents always encouraged me to do what's right, even if it wasn't easy. I'd always hear my mother's voice say, "Do the right thing." That stuck with me. Every day, just do the right thing. That's it. The rest takes care of itself.
At Shelter Insurance, we believe in doing the right thing for our customers and our communities.
Ask Shelter agents Ted McAvoy or Jeff Clark about a free insurance review.
I tell you, Jeb, I'm fed up with the heat, the bugs, the high prices. I'm gonna look for a new place to live.
You're gonna call Ellie Gladwell? She helped you get this house.
Nah, the place I'm looking for is far away, way far away.
Why don't you sleep on it?
I done slept on it. I slept on it for 20 years. I got ideas, Jeb, big ideas. You wait, you'll see.
NickandEllie.com, Equal Housing Opportunity, Sagely and Edwards Realtors.
The Arkansas Prostate Cancer Foundation is reaching out to men and their families all across Arkansas. Know your stats. 1 in 9 men will be diagnosed with prostate cancer in his lifetime. Stay in the game. All men ages 45 to 75 should see a doctor to consider a screening for prostate cancer. Don't sit on the sideline. Prostate cancer is nearly 100% survivable if caught early. For more information, visit arprostatecancer.org.
The Peter Pender Zone of Wave Rural Connect is open. That fiber internet, phone, and TV service you've been hearing so much about is now available for areas south of the Arkansas River, to Coxville, to east of Cecil, and over to Roseville, with amazingly fast internet starting at $49.95 a month. Call 1-833-4WAVE-RC or go online to signup.waveruralconnect.com to get signed up. Arkansas Valley Electric and Wave Rural Connect, changing the communities that we serve.
Come get you some. 2728 Townsend Avenue is your off-road and performance center headquarters. They've got everything from lift kits, wheels, LED light bars, UTV parts and accessories, winches and tires. Need general 4x4 repair? No problem. Come get you some has one of the largest 4x4 shops in the States. They do it all. From installing a bug shield to building some of the baddest off-road machines in the country. Call them today at 782-6833. That's 782-MUD. Or check them out online at cgysoffroad.com. Come get you some.
ESPN 95.3.
You're listening to Arkansas Game Day, presented by Bud Light.
The Razorbacks have won it for the first time since 2003. The Hogs are 4-0.
Arkansas Game Day is behind enemy lines thanks to Reed's Metals of Benton and Big Red Stores of Central Arkansas.
So we just flicked on the television behind enemy lines here in Athens, Georgia. And Tommy Lee Corso's holding up the two helmets, getting booed when he holds up the Arkansas helmet, and he's getting applause when he holds up the Georgia helmet. And you and I are both in agreement. He doesn't have the guts.
Does he have the guts to put the hog hat on? Does he? Can he put the Razorback headgear on?
He doesn't have the
coming
guts,
up in about
Tommy.
3 hours and 20 minutes.
He does not have the guts. And we're behind enemy lines. Really appreciate Reed's Metal of Benton and Big Red Stores of Central Arkansas. Tommy, for helping us get down here.
Yeah, it's going to be a great day, and like you said, Reed's Metals, you can check them out online at reedsmetals.com or call for a free quote today at 501-776-3825. They buy direct and save you on all metal roofing, metal buildings, and pole barns. That's Reed's Metals of Benton. Also brought to you by Big Red Convenience Stores in Central Arkansas. Find your nearest location at bigredstores.net. Now more convenient than ever.
Greg in Mulberry said he just watched the hype video that I mentioned earlier. And, Tommy, I don't know if you've got a chance to watch it during the break, but if you haven't watched the Arkansas hype video for Georgia narrated by Dan Skipper, it is fantastic. Go watch it. So we got that game that everyone's going to be paying attention to less than 3.5 hours out. But there's also some big games. Right now, David Pollock, Harry Lyles, and their team over on ESPN are discussing Cincinnati and Notre Dame. Tommy, we'll get into our Bud Light preview here coming up. We'll tell you about Bud Light in just a sec. But Cincy and Notre Dame, that's the best non-SEC game of the day. Luke Fickle's squad looking for something to prove.
Yeah, should be, perhaps maybe the best game of the day. Notre Dame, you're going to find out a lot more about them. They handed it to Wisconsin last week, but Wisconsin has a history of just falling on their face in big ball games. Other than that, the Florida State game, a close shave with Toledo, the resume for Notre Dame doesn't look real great. Today, you could make some people true believers in the Fighting Irish.
All right, so if we get into the really the SEC stuff, you've got Ole Miss, Alabama, Tuscaloosa. People keep saying Lane Nick round 2. No, this is round 3. You got to remember he had a bout with old Daddy Nick in Tennessee. That game, I think they lost 12-9 or 9-6, whatever it may be. But Tommy, it's not going to be a 9-6 football game at 2:30. This is going to be a lot of points and a lot of offensive possessions.
Oh, it may be at 2:30. It may be by about 2:40. It may be the score, and by halftime, it's about 35-32 or something like that at halftime. So, just after 2:30, the score may be just that. But yeah, you're right. We're not expecting a low scoring game in Athens. A little more points on the board between Ole Miss and Alabama.
Couple other big SEC games today. We're going to have Clay Henry coming up in just a little bit. But last 2 SEC games we'll get into, Tommy. Mississippi State, A&M. That's one that people are keeping an eye on. And then Auburn, LSU. Which one are you more excited about? The one in Death Valley or the one in College Station?
Well, I'm kind of split. Anytime you got a night game in Baton Rouge, that's hard to turn the TV away from. But I want to see how A&M responds and plays after getting beat by Arkansas. It's a big game also for Mississippi State, who finds themselves teetering on a record below 500. They're at 2-2, so big game for them. A&M coming off that Arkansas game, I like that one tonight as well.
And that's your Bud Light preview brought to you by the world's best tasting light beer, Tommy.
All right, Bud Light, brewed to be perfect for anywhere there's fun, because when there's fun, hey, there's Bud Light there. Every bottle, can, and draft of Bud Light uses 4 simple, high-quality ingredients to create a clean, crisp taste. Bud Light, please drink responsibly.
Coming up, the moment you've all been waiting for. Clay Henry, the publisher of Hogs Illustrated, joins us live coming up.
You're listening to Arkansas Game Day, presented by Bud Light.
The Gameday Lodge in Branson is the perfect place for corporate retreats, golf trips, and team building activities. You'll find 10 bedrooms with 19 beds for up to 28 guests, 9 bathrooms, 17 TVs, poker table, 2 kitchens, 2 laundry rooms, a fire pit, 2 gas grills, outdoor basketball court, a heated indoor swimming pool nearby, and a 10-minute drive to Silver Dollar City. Not to mention near some of the best golf courses. Just search Gameday Lodge on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Airbnb, and VRBO.
This is Arkansas Game Day.
The best TV experience in the nation is available locally with personal service from Wild World of Wireless, your neighborhood professional, Dish-authorized retailer. Dish has the Hopper 3, the most advanced DVR, and delivers a premium viewing experience. Tired of running out of DVR space? With the Hopper 3, you can record up to 2,000 hours of your favorite programming and watch your very own favorite channels and DVR recordings anywhere you go on your phone or tablet. Call now, Wild World of Wireless at 877-305-DISH for more details, or stop by our location at the corner of Phoenix and Rogers, or visit us online at shopwownow.com.
Monthly equipment fees and other restrictions apply. Recording hours vary. 2,000 hours based on SD programming. Remote viewing requires internet connection and compatible mobile device.
Law's Drugstore
Drugstore in Fort Smith has COVID vaccinations available today for you and your family. Law's Drugstore has the Pfizer vaccine for ages 12 and up. The vaccine is safe and effective in preventing severe cases of COVID. Just call 452-6116 to schedule your appointment or stop by Law's Drugstore at 6802 Rogers Avenue behind Outback Steakhouse. Law's Drugstore, open 6 days a week to safely care for you and your family. Call them now, 452-6116.
For more than 80 years, Forsgren Inc. has been building the foundations of the River Valley and beyond. Forsgren, a destination point for men and women with a drive toward excellence, is now hiring experienced concrete finishers and heavy equipment operators. Apply now from any mobile device at forsgreninc.com. Forsgren is a heritage company and a premier employer. Don't miss this opportunity to become part of the Forsgren legacy. Apply now from any device anywhere at forsgreninc.com. Forsgren Incorporated is an equal opportunity employer.
The temperatures may be cooling down, but at Wheels RV in Northwest Arkansas, the deals are still red hot. Whether you are enjoying one of over 50 state parks or tailgating with your favorite team, Wheels has the right RV to help you enjoy fall in the natural state. And at Wheels RV, every new unit comes with a lifetime warranty. So get out to Wheels and see why they were voted best RV dealership in Northwest Arkansas. Wheels RV, 5 miles west of exit 72 off I-49 in Springdale. Seek, explore, discover with Wheels RV.
Late breaking news. Central Hydraulics has teamed up with Wacker Neuson to meet your ever-growing equipment needs. Wacker Neuson offers loaders, excavators, skid steers, telehandlers, and more. Central Hydraulics is also your Gates Hydraulic Hose Center. Stop by today at 6104 Highway 271 South in Fort Smith. Central Hydraulics, helping you move the world.
At Frank Rowe Furniture for the month of October, no sales tax and free delivery. You heard it right, no sales tax and free delivery. Frank Rowe Furniture offers made-in-the-USA products and service after the sale. Remember, no sales tax and free delivery in October at Frank Rowe Furniture. Frank Rowe Furniture, 405 4th Street, Barling, Arkansas. Best seats in the house. Appliance excluded in sale and delivery must be within a 50-mile range.
Looking for a fence company that will provide the personal touch to your fence or gating project? Call Dusty's Fence Company at 479-629-4190. Dusty's Fence Company specializes in custom wood design, vinyl fencing, chain link and ornamental iron projects, and they can even stain your fence to complete your project. Family owned and in business for 20 years, you will deal with the same person from start to finish. That's Dusty's Fence Company, 479-629-4190.
In sports, if you think joy only happens after you win, think again. Look at the world's most successful athletes like Serena Williams, Brooks Koepka, and Alex Morgan. They don't spend all their days grinding away. They take time to enjoy themselves, like getting together with friends over a Michelob Ultra, because they know that happiness is the key to winning, and that joy is the whole game, not just the end game. Michelob Ultra. 95 calories, 2.6 grams of carbs. It's only worth it if you enjoy it. Enjoy responsibly. AB Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
ESPN 95.3.
You're listening to Arkansas Game Day, presented by Bud Light.
The Razorbacks have won it for the first time since 2003. The Hogs are 4-0.
Arkansas Game Day is behind enemy lines thanks to Reed's Metals of Benton and Big Red Stores of Central Arkansas.
You've been waiting for it all morning as we are live behind enemy lines in Athens, Georgia. Now joined by Clay Henry, the publisher of Hogs Illustrated. Clay, good to have you on, man. Good to be down here, down in Georgia, and I think we got a dandy in front of us today.
It should be fun. This is haven't had a game like this in a while.
Should be. You wrote about your keys to the game. We got into those a little bit on the morning rush. We know it always starts up front, and particularly in what might be described as a slobber knocker, coming into a real defensive struggle. What are some of the keys early on we need to be looking for as this game may get out to a slow offensive start for both teams?
Well, the main thing you want to do is don't help the other team. Make it tough, and it's if your defense is can hold up its end of the bargain. Don't take a lot of big risks. And KJ Jefferson does it. He doesn't throw into coverage. I mean, he'll take deep shots, but he's going to throw it where his guy can get it and the other guy can't. He's really good at that. So far, he has not thrown dangerous passes.
Yeah.
Be good in the kicking game. Those are the recipes for an upset on the road. Is be sound in the kicking game, and your defense ought to be able to get you to the fourth quarter if you don't make those kinds of big mistakes.
Got two different styles of quarterback played today. Stetson Bennett, the backup quarterback who may play some today, has 7 rushing attempts on the year. JT Daniels only has 3. There's 2 sacks recorded against Georgia this year. We know KJ Jefferson's going to run the ball. Clay, we're going to see 2 different styles of how they go about it offensively. One that wants to run their quarterback, one that does not.
Yeah, we saw Bennett last year, and he was the difference in the game. And Georgia made a lot of penalties in the first half. They were sloppy. Of course, it's the first game, and really helped the Razorbacks. And once Bennett got in the game, then that changed, and he did make plays with his feet when Arkansas covered the passers and dropped. So you probably go after Daniels a little harder than you do Bennett.
And Clay, on that note, Basil just broke. Apparently, I just got a text that Stetson Bennett is going to be the starting quarterback today, and I teased it a little bit this morning. So if we do indeed see Stetson starting at quarterback, you just brought it up. I think it's an advantage, but at the same time, this kid can play. We know that, and we saw it last year.
Well, he's a gamer more than anything else, and he's been around. He's seen it all. He's played in big games. He's got the confidence of his teammates, and that I don't know that it's a huge break. It's he doesn't quite have the arm, and he hasn't gotten the reps this year that JT Daniels has as far as game. But he's a fiery guy, and he won't hold them back. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah, he's played in all 3. He's played in all 3 games so far, and he started one of those. Stetson Bennett, 30 passing attempts, completed 22, has 2 interceptions. You compare that to Daniels, who's thrown it 71 times, completed 54 of those. Their completion percentages are both above 70, 76 and 73. So you're right, Clay. You're not getting a big step down when you go with the number 2 at Georgia.
Yeah, I mean it's he's not he's not the athlete that KJ Jefferson is, but he does like to make plays with his feet, and by the same token, you'll get some shots at him. He will he'll stick it up in there, kind of like KJ, but he's not near the threat once he gets going. You can run him down. But yeah, it's do you blitz him as much as you would Daniel? No, you don't. But just because he will take off.
Got a couple of minutes left here. Clay, it feels like this is a game of Arkansas is going to be around in the fourth quarter and have a chance to win this ball game. It's going to take a couple, 3 big plays, and probably Traylon Burks being found open and using that athleticism seems to be one of the keys today, I would think, for Arkansas to have a chance late in this one.
They threw 39 passes last year against Georgia. I don't think that's the recipe. But you will take some shots. But I think you got to stick to your knitting and make Georgia play the run. I mean, if you get into a passing and they rush the passer,
Clay, thanks. We are out of time. We'll talk to you about it on Monday. All right, for Ty, I'm Tommy. That's Clay. Thanks. Game Day here on ESPN Arkansas.
Retreats, golf trips, and team building activities. You'll find 10 bedrooms with 19 beds for up to 28 guests, 9 bathrooms, 17 TVs, poker table, 2 kitchens, 2 laundry rooms, a fire pit, 2 gas grills, outdoor basketball court, a heated indoor swimming pool nearby, and a 10-minute drive to Silver Dollar City. Not to mention near some of the best golf courses. Just search Game Day Lodge on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Airbnb, and VRBO.